Hello, Gemini. Come on in. Settle wherever you are. Maybe you're patting cream into your skin in front of the mirror. Maybe you're waiting for the kettle to click. Maybe you're folding a warm pile of laundry on the bed. Or maybe you're already lying down with the lights low, letting the day fall off your shoulders. Wherever you are, you're welcome here. This is your reading for July 2026, and I'm so glad you found your way to it. Let me tell you how this works, slowly, so nothing feels rushed. There are 3 piles in front of us tonight, and I'm calling them A, B, and C. Each pile is named after one big card, what we call a major card. And that big card is the main theme of your whole month. It colors everything. It can also point to one important moment that's coming for you, the kind of thing you'll look back on later and realize mattered. Under each big card sit 3 smaller cards, and those show you how the theme actually plays out, week by week, in the real and ordinary parts of your life. And here's my promise to you. Whichever pile you pick, all 4 of its cards together will touch your work, or your study, your relationships, and your family. So you won't miss a corner of your life. You who can hold 3 conversations in your head at once and still want a 4th, you get the whole picture tonight. So take a slow breath in, let it out even slower. We're about to choose. Okay, this is the part where you pick. 3 piles, A, B, and C. On your screen right now, you can see the 3 big cards playing side by side, and those are the names of what you're choosing between. Pile A is Temperance, Pile B is the Lovers, Pile C is the High Priestess. Say them quietly to yourself if you like. Now soften your shoulders, let them drop down away from your ears, and take one slow breath. Notice which card your eyes keep sliding back to. The one you keep returning to is yours. Take your time, Gemini. There's no rush at all. Temperance is the headline of your whole month, Gemini, and it lands on you like a long exhale after a season of running on 3 open browser tabs in your mind. This is the month you stop pouring yourself out in every direction and learn the slow art of the middle path. Not too much, not too little. Just enough, on purpose. What would your month feel like if you stopped rushing and finally let things settle? So if you chose pile A, let me find you where you are. Maybe you're stirring something warm, watching the spoon go round, half here and half somewhere else. Set that wandering part of you down for a minute. Temperance is the main story July is telling you, and it's a gentle one. Look at the angel standing with 1 foot on dry land and 1 foot resting in the water. That is you this month, learning to keep one part of yourself grounded in your real life while another part stays soft and open. You don't have to pick between being the responsible one and the dreamer. The card shows you can be both, standing in both worlds at once, finally not torn down the middle. Now notice the 2 cups in the angel's hands, the water pouring back and forth between them in a steady stream. That pouring is the whole secret of your month. In your work or your study, this is you learning to share the load instead of carrying every idea, every task, every clever solution alone. You're the one who usually says yes to 3 projects in a single conversation because they all sound interesting. This month, Temperance asks you to let the water move both ways. Give where you can, but let yourself receive too. Take the help, split the work. You'll notice it the day you let someone else carry a piece and the sky does not fall. And in your relationships, that same back and forth shows up as conversation that actually balances. You know how you can talk all the way around a feeling, make it funny, make it light, keep the words flowing so fast the real thing never quite gets said. This month, the pouring asks for the other half of the rhythm. Listen as much as you speak. Let a quiet moment sit instead of filling it with a joke. Someone close to you wants the steady version of you, not the entertaining one, and you're capable of being both. The important event this card is pointing to is a settling, a turning point, where something that has felt scattered and frantic in your life finally finds its level. You'll know it when it arrives because your days stop feeling like a race. You'll catch yourself doing one thing at a time and actually finishing it. A decision you have been making and unmaking for weeks will just quietly resolve, not with drama, but with a calm yes or a calm no. That is Temperance landing. That is the month doing its work through you. The 2 life areas this card leans into most are your work and your close relationships, the giving and receiving in both. The one place temperance does not fully reach is your family, the people who feel like home. And that is exactly the corner the 3 smaller cards will light up for you in a moment. For now, see the path in the background of the card, the narrow trail leading up toward the mountains with a small crown of light at the top. That path is patient. It does not hurry. You, the one who can get from idea to action in about 4 seconds, are being asked to take the long, steady climb this time. Not because fast is wrong, but because some things in your life this month only grow if you stop yanking them up by the roots to check. Take a breath here with me. Let your shoulders drop down from your ears. Nothing this month needs your panic. It needs your patience. And patience is a thing you can practice. Carry this with you today, Gemini. You are allowed to move slowly and still be moving. Now let me show you the 3 smaller cards sitting under Temperance, because they tell you exactly how this balance plays out week by week. The first is the Page of Swords, and it has come to you reversed. In the upright card, you'd see a young figure holding a sword high, watching the wind whip the clouds, sharp and ready. Turned over like this, that sharpness curdles into something messier. This is the week of scattered thoughts, of a comment that stings more than it should, maybe gossip you overhear, or a conversation that gets twisted in the retelling. You, who can hold 3 different versions of the same story depending on who you're talking to, watch that habit this month. Pick one true version and stay with it. Don't let your own clever words cut someone you love, and don't let someone else's careless words live rent-free in your head. And what makes this even more true is the second card, the 6 of Pentacles, standing upright and steady right beside it. See the figure holding the scales in one hand, dropping coins into open palms with the other. After the noisy, paranoid energy of that reversed page, this card is the calm correction. This is where Temperance keeps its promise about giving and receiving. In your family, in the people who feel like home, you'll be the one weighing what is fair. Maybe you give time, maybe money, maybe you finally let a relative help you for once instead of brushing them off with a joke. The scales only work when they move both ways. So the third card picks all of that up and sends it flying. The 8 of Wands, upright, all 8 staffs racing through open sky. After the harsh words you balanced and the fairness you found, this is the rush of forward motion. Messages, news, plans that finally move. Watch your phone late in the month because something you have been waiting to hear arrives fast, probably about work or study. You'll want to fire back a reply in seconds, the way you do. Let Temperance slow your thumb for one breath before you send. Read it twice. Then go. See how they link. The reversed page is the scattered noise. The 6 of Pentacles is you finding the fair, even ground again, especially with family. And the 8 of Wands is the green light that comes once you've steadied yourself. 3 cards, 1 lesson, all of it serving that calm middle path the angel is pouring out for you. Here is your small thing to try this week. The next time a message comes in that makes you want to react fast, put the phone face down and finish your tea first. Then answer. You will be amazed how much kinder and clearer you sound when you let the rush pass through you instead of becoming it. The Lovers is the headline of your whole month, Gemini, and it's asking you to stop splitting yourself in 2 and let your choices line up with what you actually value. This is a month of meeting people who feel like home, of love getting real and honest, of standing at a crossroad and finally picking the path that matches your heart. Something is coming together for you, and you get a say in how. Will you let yourself be fully known by the one who stays? Hello to the Gemini souls who landed in pile B. Maybe you're sitting with a cup going cold beside you, scrolling without really reading. Settle in. Let your shoulders drop down from your ears. The Lovers shows 2 people standing in a green garden with a great angel above them, arms spread wide in a blessing. Look at the way they stand apart but facing each other, nothing hidden. That's you this month being asked to drop the 3 slightly different versions of yourself you hand out, depending on who's asking. You know the ones. The bright one for work, the easy one for family, the careful one for the person you like. The card wants the whole you in one place. Now notice the angel between sun and cloud, watching over the pair without rushing them. This is the part of your month where a real choice arrives, and it won't let you charm your way around it. In love, this is huge. If you're with someone, July asks you to say the plain thing instead of sending a funny meme when what you mean is "I need you." You write the long message, then you delete it down to a joke. This month, send the real one. If you're single, someone may walk in whose values actually match yours, and your usual move of keeping a little mystery alive to stay interesting gets gently challenged. You don't have to perform, you just have to show up. In career and study, the lovers points to a partnership or a clear yes or no, a collaboration, a job offer, 2 roads, and only 1 car. The important event here is a decision that makes your inside and your outside agree for once. You'll know it landed because you'll feel oddly calm after, not the buzzy kind of calm you fake, the steady kind. The area I'm leaving lighter here is family, and the cards underneath will carry that. Take a slow breath with me. The Lovers isn't only about romance. It's about alignment, about your choices and your real self pointing the same direction. For a sign that can argue both sides of anything before breakfast, that's the growth. You'll catch yourself this month wanting to keep your options open, to leave every door cracked just in case. The angel's blessing comes when you close a few of them on purpose. Watch for a conversation that matters more than it looks. A coffee, a walk, a late text thread that turns serious. You'll feel the pull to lighten it the second it gets heavy. Stay in it 3 minutes longer than feels comfortable. That's where the union this card promises actually forms. Here's your quiet line to carry. The right people don't want the edited version of you, Gemini. They want the one who stops editing. Underneath the Lovers sit 3 cards that show how this lining up actually happens in your weeks. First, the King of Swords, upright, sitting on his stone throne, sword straight up, eyes level and clear. This is the part of you that finally speaks plainly. At work or in study, you cut through the noise and say what you actually think. No softening it with a joke first. You make an honest call. You set a standard and hold it. For someone who can talk around a point for an hour, this clean directness is the whole gift of July. And the King's clear truth feeds straight into the second card, the Page of Cups, upright, that young figure on the shore holding a cup with a little fish peeking out, surprised and delighted. Where the King is honest, the Page is soft. This is good news arriving through feeling, not logic. A tender message, a creative idea you didn't plan, a new connection that catches you off guard. This is where your endless curiosity becomes a love letter. The way you ask someone about the random thought they had in the shower and actually want the answer. The Page asks you to let that sweetness in without making it a punchline. Then the third card closes the circle, the 2 of Swords, upright. A blindfolded woman sits with 2 crossed swords held over her chest, the water still behind her. This is the choice the Lovers has been pointing at the whole time. You're sitting in the middle, refusing to look, keeping both options balanced so you never have to lose either. Here's where family comes in. There's a decision involving the people who raised you or the ones who feel like family, something you've been avoiding by staying busy and a little too cheerful. The blindfold comes off when you let yourself feel what the Page already knows and say it with the King's clear voice. So see how they work together. The King gives you the honest words, the Page gives you the soft, true feeling. The 2 of Swords is the moment you stop juggling and choose. 3 cards, 1 job, helping the Lovers turn from a nice idea into a real, lined-up life. Your small invitation this week. Pick the one conversation you've been keeping light on purpose. Sit down, take off the blindfold, and say the plain thing once, out loud, without the joke. You'll be surprised how gently it lands. The High Priestess is the headline of your whole month, Gemini, and she comes in quiet. This is the month your knowing gets louder than your noise. The answer you keep talking around is already sitting in you, and July is when you finally stop and listen to it. What is your gut telling you that your mouth keeps talking over? So if you chose pile C, settle in. Maybe you're lying down with the lamp low, maybe you've got one earbud in, while the other half of the world keeps spinning. Wherever you are, let your shoulders drop an inch. This card moves slow on purpose. Look at the way she sits between the 2 pillars, the dark one and the light one, perfectly still. You are a person who lives in the in-between, Gemini. You can argue both sides of anything. You can hold two truths at once, and most months, that's your superpower. But this month, all that quick back and forth in your head has been keeping you from the one answer that's underneath it. She's not picking a side for you, she's telling you the quiet voice already picked. And you heard it. You just talked yourself out of it 3 times. This shows up most in your work and your studies right now. There's a decision you keep gathering more opinions about, asking one more friend, reading one more thread, because if you keep researching, you never have to commit. The High Priestess is asking you to stop collecting other people's voices and trust the one that's been steady the whole time. Now notice the scroll in her lap, half hidden under her robe. It's partly tucked away, not fully shown. That's the part of you that knows something you haven't said out loud to anyone yet. Maybe it's about a relationship. You've got a feeling about where things really stand with someone, a quiet read on them you keep brushing off because it's easier to keep things light and funny than to name the heavy thing. You crack the joke, you change the subject, you send the meme instead of the real sentence. This month, the hidden scroll wants air, not a big dramatic talk. Just you admitting to yourself first what you already sense is true. The event this card can mark is an inner one, and that makes it easy to miss, so let me tell you how you'll know it landed. You'll be doing something ordinary, washing a cup, walking to the car, and a clear thought will arrive with no argument attached. No second guessing, just a calm yes or a calm no. That's the moment. Gemini minds usually serve up a thought with 5 footnotes and a counterpoint. When one comes through clean and quiet, that's her. Write it down before your busy brain talks you out of it. This card leans hardest into your inner life and your relationships, the private knowing, and the people you hold close. It's not loud about your day-to-day work pace or your family yet, so the 3 smaller cards will carry those. Here's what I want you to feel under all of this. You are not behind because you went quiet. You're not lazy because you're resting. The High Priestess does her best work in the dark, in the pause, in the moment before you speak. You don't have to have the clever answer ready this month. You're allowed to sit with the question a little longer. So tonight, or whenever you watch this, try one small thing. Before you reach for your phone to ask someone what they think, ask yourself first. Give your own answer 10 seconds of quiet before you outsource it. You'll be surprised how often you already know. Let that be enough for now. Underneath her, the 3 smaller cards tell you how this quiet knowing actually moves through your weeks. First, the 8 of Cups. See the figure walking away from 8 cups all neatly stacked, heading toward the mountains under a moon. Nothing's broken in that pile. That's the point. This is you stepping back from something that looks fine on paper but stopped feeding you. Maybe a study path you outgrew. Maybe a group chat you keep muting. Maybe a way of being the funny one for everybody that's gotten heavy. The High Priestess gave you the quiet knowing, and this card is you acting on it, walking instead of explaining. You don't owe anyone a long speech about why. And the second card picks that walk up and grounds it. The 2 of Pentacles shows a figure juggling 2 coins inside a loose loop, ships rocking on the waves behind them. This is your family and home life this month. The plates you keep spinning, the relative who needs you on the same week your own deadlines pile up. You're good at this, Gemini. You adapt to whoever needs you, the calm one for one person, the cheerleader for another. But the dancer in that card is light on their feet because they're not gripping. Listen to what the 8 of Cups freed up, and let one ball drop on purpose. You can't carry every role and still hear your own voice. And the third card closes the circle. The Knight of Pentacles sits still on his horse in a plowed field, holding a single coin, looking at it steady. After the walking away and the juggling, he's the slow, steady part of you that finishes things. This is your work and your money finally getting some boring, beautiful consistency. Not fast, not flashy, just showing up the same way 3 days running. For a mind that loves a new shiny project, this card is asking you to stay with the one in front of you long enough to see it through. So look at the 3 of them together. You leave what's done, you put down what's too much, and you commit to the one steady thing that's real. That's how the High Priestess turns a quiet feeling into a real change this month. Your small invitation this week. Pick one cup you've been carrying out of habit, one task or role that isn't yours anymore, and quietly set it down. No announcement. Just put it down and notice how much quieter your head gets. Thank you for giving me this slow part of your day, Gemini. Whether you landed in pile A, pile B, or pile C, I want you to know your July is held. All of it. The loud parts and the quiet ones. Here's my wish for you this month. You are the one who can talk your way around anything, who can make the heavy thing funny before it ever lands. My hope is that this is the month you let one true sentence stand without the joke after it. That you trust the quiet answer instead of asking the room. You already know more than you let yourself believe. If these readings help you, you're welcome to follow along so next month finds you easily, no pressure at all. And save this one. Come back to your pile when the noise gets loud and you need to hear your own voice again. Take care of yourself out there, Gemini. Until next